It's Mac the Guru. This is my review on Succession, Season 4, Episode 2. And man, they did a great job capturing the emotion in those final scenes. It was amazing. This episode was great on so many different levels. And towards the end, it was emotional because you really felt Logan and the point he was trying to deliver across, but the kids were just scorned. Shiv, Kendall, they have their own alliances, and we're going to get into all of that because what is really going on is you got three kids trying to work together, but they are three different people. This is why a lot of times when you go into business with a lot of different people, or even when you look at music groups and it's more than one person, it's so difficult for it to work out because three different people got three different minds, got three different things that's motivating them, three different directions that they see the things going in business. So they will continue to have problems. Now, the episodes start with Logan visiting the office, and we all know when the big boss visit the office, people are on their best behavior. If you cleaning, you cleaning a little harder. If it ain't nothing to clean, you still trying to clean. If you on the computer, you making sure you looking up some research, you doing whatever business you supposed to be doing 100% of the time. Ain't no picking the phone up, looking at YouTube, making calls. You ain't doing none of that. You focused. And that's what everybody was doing. And you seen Greg and Tom start panicking. That's exactly what happened. When you in a manager position and a big boss come in, or you the second in charge, oh, you're panicking. What is going on? Especially if they never come in. And then we see why Logan comes in. He gives a great speech. Remind me of Any Given Sunday, Al Pacino. Just a great speech to motivate his staff. And for a second, I thought he was going to get up and start firing people or laying people off after Tom tells them they're doing a great job. But he didn't. He got up and gave a speech just, hey, we doing a great job, but we can be doing better. And I loved it because people need those speeches. Those are speeches that boost morale in the office. Those are speeches that does something for a company and raises the revenue at the end of the day. Whatever field you in, even at other jobs that's not, set around business. Whatever field you in, if you a teacher and the principal come and gather all the teachers around and give an amazing speech and let them know how we going to lead the kids into the future, oh, they going to love that, and it's going to raise the morale. But while this is going on, we have a girl, a lady in Kerry who is using her relationship to get to the top. She's the chick that nobody likes. Nobody likes her. That bumps her way to the top just because she's screwing the boss. Nobody likes that. And she's not that good. But the truth is, Logan only should give her the opportunity. All right? Okay, we having a relationship, so you get the opportunity to show yourself as anchor. She did a horrible job. Everybody knows it. I mean, the kids is laughing at her. Jerry is laughing at her. Hugo is laughing at her. And Hugo had it up on his computer. And this is when Logan figured out everybody's laughing at her, because he's like, what are you laughing at? As soon as he walk in the room, what you laughing at? And I know he probably heard the computer, and then when he had to lift the computer back up, and that's the first thing that popped up, it hit him like, oh my God, they all are laughing at Kerry. She's not that good. And I loved how Tom played it at the beginning, because what are you going to do? This is the big boss coming in saying he want his girl to anchor. And she has no business anchoring. But you're like, I got to give her a try. So this is what Tom does. Now, the key is when Logan comes back to talk to him. And this is where a lot of people make the mistake and never do, right? So Logan is going back to talk to Tom because he knows she's bad now. He knows, okay, she's not that good. So he goes back to kind of set new arrangements with Tom on the involvement of Kerry as anchor. A lot of bosses don't do that. They just make a decision. Okay, we're going to put this girl in this position because we got this relationship and that's going to be that. But Logan, a businessman first, he like, okay, she ain't good and I'm trying to take this thing back to the top. Listen, baby, I love you, but no, this ain't going to work. I love that you're my assistant, but we can't just be putting you out there as anchor when you ain't ready. And he has this conversation with Tom, the second conversation. And Tom lets him know exactly this, but does it in a way that was amazing. You know, it wasn't too aggressive, wasn't too not aggressive. You know, he got his point across, but he did it in a way where Logan took it, understood, okay, she's not ready, but he did it where Logan was accepting of it. And then Logan let him know, hey, I'm not involved in this. You know, that's key too. Logan keeps saying, hey, I'm not involved in this. Don't act like I'm making this decision. Logan kind of leading him to a path like, okay, yeah. And when Tom say something, Logan agree, okay. Yeah, we gonna do that. And then Tom make the decision. Now, what was wild about this? I don't know why Tom did this. Well, I do, because he didn't want to do the decision making. Or he didn't want to let Kerry know. But Tom goes to nobody else but Greg and tells Greg, hey, Greg, you are going to be the person to let Kerry know this bad news. Oh, my God. I knew Greg wasn't ready. I knew this conversation was going to go horrible. And it did. Like, they said that this was Greg's first time doing this, which is a difficult thing to do, to sit somebody down. I've done it before. I did it in the military. I've done it at work, at Red Job. Listen, it's so difficult to sit somebody down and let them know, we're going to scale it back a little bit, you know, but you got to do it in a correct way. It's easier to just let somebody go, right? That's easier, an easier thing to do. But to tell somebody, yo, I want you still working for this organization. I want you to still be involved, but we going to scale it back. But I want your productivity to still be good. You know, that's a difficult thing to do, because when you tell somebody you're going to scale it back, instantly the morale gets lowered. Instantly it's a rejection. You know, instantly they just heard no. You know, not I got to work harder. Even though they might eventually do that, that's not what they heard in their initial reaction. Their initial reaction is, man, I have failed, you know. So it's difficult to tell somebody that. And Greg wasn't ready. He botched it. She ends up getting up, walking out of there. And to be honest, Greg should have been trying to develop a better relationship with everybody. He has a great relationship with Tom. He kind of Tom punching bag. But he should have been a little better and a little cooler developing these relationships. So maybe it could have been easier for him to tell her that. But that was a hilarious scene. And straight from this scene, it leads us to the emotional part. So all up until this point, we getting the family going back and forth like usual. We getting some stuff that we can relate to at our jobs, and different things that we didn't had happen in our lives, with the big boss showing up and having to scale somebody back. And then they give us the emotion part. First with Connor and Willa, because she is, I think she around for the money, but that's like obvious. And she might fall in love for Connor, and want to be with Connor now, but obviously at first they kind of wasn't the same, and she was around for the money. All right, but she has stood up and says she can't do this. She can't get married, and then walks off. Sees Roman, Shiv, and Kendall as she's leaving. You could tell she's flustered. You could tell something bad just happened. And then they go in to talk to Connor and find out. Now, they still cracking jokes. They still being family, even though they all know Connor is having a difficult time at the moment, right? So instantly you see these things, you like, man, I feel bad for Connor. And I honestly did. Like, I'm like, man, good dude. Maybe he ain't got it all when it comes to business, but good dude. When you look at Connor and all his values that you done seen up to this point, you know, good dude. He gets kind of the short end of the stick. The girl he wants to marry walks out. They cracking jokes, so they decide to go out. They all go out. And then kind of ambushes the rest of them and lets them know Logan is coming, right? And kind of like, yo, we got to make the family right. He the big bruh, right? He's big brother. Let's make the family right. I feel him on that. But the truth is, even though Shiv, Kendall, and Roman are working together, Shiv has been talking on the side with Sandy. She's been talking with Stewie. You know, she's been talking to these people on the side, you know, and she has her own alliances. Then she's breaking up with Tom. So she's really, really mad at Logan because he's advising Tom. But Tom is there by him. And this is what Logan tells her. Like, hey, if you was around, I could help you. You ain't around. What do you want me to do? So she has her own alliances and her own feelings, right? Then you go to Kendall. He is talking to Lukas behind the scenes. And we know his dad wanted to send him to jail, and their relationship been rocky since then. So he has his own alliances. Now with Roman, who is Roman other big person that he's going to align with? It's his father. That's who he needs to align with. It's just the smartest thing to do. He has nobody. Well, him and Jerry going, like, come on. No, you align with your father so you can have that person. And Logan might already did this math and notice that who's guiding Roman right now? Who is that person that he's calling and doing business with outside of the other two siblings? Well, that could be me. I can get Roman to come back. Roman already texted him happy birthday. They was so mad about that too. Like, how you gonna text him happy? It's his father. You know? What? They always had a certain type of relationship, and him and Roman, I would say, have been through less than the others. Because I think Roman is coming from a standpoint of, I would love to run things, but I'm not really ready yet. Kendall want to run it. Shiv want to run it. Roman is like, I got time, right? So I think that's why he feels different. But they end up having this conversation, and it was two things that I really, really took away from this conversation, and two things that made it so emotional towards the end, right? And first off, I was so happy they threw shots at Kerry for being a horrible anchor. I was happy when they did that. Just to let her know. Just to, hey, you the assistant. I get it. Y'all got a relationship, but you're a horrible anchor. Just to throw it out there and let you know. But the two things that I took away. One was Logan loves his kids. I mean, really think about it from a realistic standpoint. This is a man that built himself up, has 4 kids, and he wants to give this to them. I mean, he's about to pass away. He want to give them something, but he knows he can't They not serious people. They not ready. And he was saying, I'm sorry, for everything that happened. He finally apologized to them. And what I took away from it was that he's truly sorry that he couldn't turn not one of his kids into a serious business person. Because I know that's where it really hits him hard. Like, yo, I couldn't make not one of my kids into a successful business person of my liking, and them separating the business and maybe being able to just focus on father-daughter, father-son relationship would be the best thing. They'll have their business they could run on this side. He'll have his business he could run on this side. You see? So it'll be a win-win for the family, but right now their emotions won't allow them to do what is needed. Now, the other thing I took from this is Connor when he gets up and leaves and lets them know he doesn't need love. Man, that is wild for somebody to say, but this is how he feels. And when you think about Connor throughout all of these seasons, everybody kind of ish on Connor. They don't treat Connor with respect, even though he's not the brightest and stuff. They just, they don't show love towards Connor. And he lets them know, hey, I haven't been getting love from nobody my entire life. I don't need love. And I think that's a symbol of how all of them feel. I think all of them feel like they don't need love. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. And a lot of other people in the world feel the same way. So they really captured the emotion to me from them two standpoints. But it was so much other stuff in this episode, man. Y'all let me know. What did y'all think about this episode? Do you think they really captured the emotion of it? Because it was very emotional to me, and it was great to me, man. It's Smack the Guru. Remember, if you're still here and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Click that like button. And like always, man, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.